Welcome to Malaysia. Here is the Twin Tower by Petronas. The mention what kind of business are you doing? The most important concern is developmental friendly. So do the printing business, the technology you said in printing shall be friendly with environment. Today's forum will point out the benefits of green printing for a long run business. Are you ready? Follow me, please.
My colleague Ralph couldn't come today, so I volunteered to take his place and give you an overview about our green printing activities in Heidelberg and how we can support our customers in the topic, which is something which is being brought up quite often within our industry. The industry perception outside of printing is that printing is not really a clean business. It's a pretty dirty business. And if you can't hear me, just let me know. The next part is how can you, perhaps without implementing just ISO standardization and process standardization within your facility, what can you also do to become a green print shop? Well, or a green printer. The first thing you could do is paint your machine green. Like this man. But that's not really what we mean by green printing. What we mean is, how can we improve environmental protection in your print shop? Which actions can you implement immediately? What kind of consumables should you buy? Maybe you have to pay a few dollars more for a consumable which is completely biodegradable, but at the end of the day, in the long term, it's much more acceptable and has less impact into affecting the environment negatively. So unfortunately in Asia, as it is today, this is what we see pretty much in every print shop. You have the smoke, especially if you go to China. You have the smoke coming out of the chimneys where they're burning everything. You have the pollution, the wildlife is drastically affected. The water comes out the back. We pollute the water supply, which in turn pollutes the food chain. The drinking water supply is polluted. It's unsustainable. We are disposing of inks and we are disposing of chemicals without any thought to the environment at all. This is clearly the situation. It's also very important that in green printing, as we call it, you have the proper procedures in place to deal with accidents and emergencies, because if you have a fire within a print shop, it can be a huge fire burning paper stocks, burning hazardous toxic chemicals, as well as causing extreme distress to the workers and also to the management of the printing company. So proper procedures have to be in place. Fire extinguishers should be placed properly around the building. Waste should be disposed or stored in metal containers rather than open for highly volatile hydrocarbons like wash-up solutions and so on. If they evaporate, there's a possibility of a flash explosion, and you can't have this within a green printing environment. So you have to prevent the accidents and respond appropriately. Appoint someone within your organization who is responsible for handling accidents and so on. Because, as Detlef said, you have one warning in Europe, and the second warning, you are closed down, your business is gone. and you'll pay for it. It's not just your business you'll lose, you'll also lose a lot of money. So how do you deal with hazardous waste? Is the situation very much like this? Do your employees have gloves? Do they wear protective clothing? Do they even wear goggles? Or do they just pour everything and get a nice feeling from all the fume? And then you should also optimize energy consumption. There are many ways to do this, which I will explain. Many of our customers in Europe, and I just found one example in the latest edition of the Heidelberg News. We have a customer in the Netherlands, we have many actually worldwide, and he has implemented all kinds of green initiatives in his press room. For example, he uses solar power in his, to power the office. He uses renewable sources of energy. He uses water-cooled equipment, so water is pumped into the press room and it's cooling down the presses, and this warm water is used to provide hot water for the kitchen and for the bathroom and to provide central heating in the winter. So this gentleman has implemented all kinds of environmental processes within his print shop, and you can have more information in the booklet. The next thing that you can do is use the right materials, as I mentioned. FSC, Forestry Stewardship Council, which comes from sustainable forests. So for every tree that they cut, others are planted. And you can look for your paper suppliers to provide you with FSC paper. All you have to do is ask them. It doesn't cost anymore. If you can implement all of these things, you'll have the standard ISO 14001. And the ISO standard 14001 guarantees that you will get business from those big companies that I mentioned earlier on. If you do not have that, you have no chance. Not that it matters for you, it matters for your students and the companies that they work for. But it's also good to have ISO certification 14001. And to add to that, many of the governments in some countries, Malaysia and Singapore I know, are giving tax reductions for investment in technology, which is contributing positively to the environment. So if you buy a printing press and you have ISO certification and you have carbon offsetting from Heidelberg, you will get tax reductions. So they're encouraging investment in technology, but at the same time investment in environmental protection. Automatic color control. We have the drying systems, the powder stars, the clean stars. We have the wash-up programs. We have the alcohol-free printing. We have drive motors. We have water-cooled peripherals. These are all standard for Heidelberg printing presses. And all of these items play a very positive role in reducing environmental CO2 emissions within the manufacturing of printing products. Everybody can do something very small in your organization, like use proper light bulbs, upgrade your PCs, switch off the lights, have different containers for different waste substances like paper, plastic, rags, chemicals, inks. You can do that very, very easily, but it has a very, very positive impact into the sustainability of the environment, which has to last for many generations to come, not just your children and your grandchildren, but future generations. If you don't do something about it, then the future is very, very bleak. If not, great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.